but I had somebody who said, I don't think that you should eliminate meat altogether, and you're being very biased in the fact that you're saying all meat is evil.
Are you ready to live the life you deserve? Do you want to feel vibrantly healthy and reach your optimal weight without dieting while being kind to animals and the planet? Then you're in the right place at the right time. Get ready to hear from doctors, nutritionists, experts, and everyday men and women committed to creating a powerful life in mind, body, and soul through ethical food choices. Welcome to Plant-Based Eating for Health with your host, certified plant-based nutritionist, Kathleen Gage.
Well, we are in the middle of the pandemic, and I've got to tell you, it's very interesting times right now. Actually, the reason I'm shooting this video is just to kind of get a temperature on what's going on and my feelings and my thoughts and my research around plant-based eating. I have a plant-based eating group on Facebook. It's called Plant-Based Eating for Health, and I'm going to be doing a blog post with this particular recording, and I will put the link directly to the Facebook group in the blog post. But I had somebody who said, I don't think that you should eliminate meat altogether, and you're being very biased in the fact that you're saying all meat is evil, and you really need to reconsider that. And my response was, I hold true to my conviction of going 100% plant-based eating, which means no animal products, no dairy products. And this woman was pretty upset about that. She thought I was being biased. Well, yes, I am biased. I lean towards a plant-based eating lifestyle. And actually, it's not just leaning towards a plant-based eating lifestyle. I live a plant-based eating lifestyle. Why? Because one, it's healthier. If you look at the rate of obesity, if you look at the diseases that have become commonplace nowadays, things like diabetes, heart disease, cancer, high blood pressure, arthritis, and on, the list goes on and on. The fact is that eating animal-based products, red meat, chicken, fish, all of that really increases your risk for disease. And in light of the current situation with the COVID-19, doesn't it make sense that people would actually, for a period of time, do everything in their power to eat as healthy as possible and to really stack the deck in their favor? And so in the group, it's called Plant-Based Eating for Health. And again, I will be doing a blog post around this. So you're going to see this on my blog. You're going to be able to hear it on iTunes, Spotify, Google Radio. You're going to be able to see it on YouTube. I want to get the information out as much as possible. But basically what I told her is maybe this group isn't for you, because the reason I started the group, and again, I'll put the link in the description wherever possible, but the reason I started the group was to educate people on the plant-based eating lifestyle. And what that means is no animal or dairy products, period, end of story. And yet a lot of people resist that. But if you look at where most of the viruses, actually all of the viruses, come from, it's based on a contamination through animals, whether it be through wet markets or whether it be through factory farming. And there's a lot of people that are living with the misguided belief that free range means that the animals are being raised more healthfully, and that's not true. They can be free range, which means they're not in a cage, but they're still in very packed quarters. They're still being pumped full of antibiotics and other chemicals that are coming into our body. So think about it. When you eat anything animal-based, if they have something in their body, then it goes into our body. So it's not necessarily what you eat that impacts you, it's what you eats. So with animals, if they're eating their own feces, if they're eating the feces of other chickens, cows, horse, pigs, if they're eating the feces of these other people, these other animals that they're in very confined quarters with, that's going into their body and that's going into your body. So my whole premise is that the more that you can eat as close to plant-based, 100% whole food plant-based, the better off you're going to be, which means getting rid of all processed foods. Now, some people are eating the Beyond meats and the Impossible burgers, the Impossible meats, rather than eating animal-based. And that's a better choice, although not the healthiest choice. It is a better choice, but not the healthiest choice. The healthiest choice is to eat a very, very well-rounded whole food protocol. And what do I mean by well-rounded? You eat beans, legumes, lentils, nuts, seeds, vegetables, fruits, and the more color you get in your eating and your food choices, the better off you're going to be. I actually did a blog post today, and I'm going to show you my blog. I'll share it with you, and we'll go into, okay, this is my blog, and it's Plant-Based Eating for Health. That's actually the name of the blog. Let's go to the blog itself. It's Plant-Based Eating for Health. I would encourage you to go there and go ahead and subscribe so you can get tips and you can get updates whenever I put a new post. I let you know. But right now I've been writing a lot about the COVID-19 situation. And I want to say that diet alone is not going to prevent you from getting the COVID-19. However, it will minimize your risk by increasing the ability of your immune system to fight disease. So diet alone is not going to do it. You still have to do social distancing. You still have to, in our state, just today is March 23rd. It's Monday, March 23rd, and our attorney or our governor just mandated, well, she highly recommended that we all stay home. And pretty soon it'll be a mandate. And they're going to implement certain things that if you don't comply, it will be a misdemeanor. And pretty soon, who knows if it won't go beyond a misdemeanor. But anyway, in looking at my blog, you'll see that I've got a lot of really good articles to do with COVID-19. There's COVID-19. I've got my new podcast show that you can go in and listen to the podcast, and right in the blog post, I have the link going over to the podcast episode. Just started, Plant-Based Eating for Health podcast. But I've got Madeline Eno, I've got Ryan Furman, I've got myself, and this actually will go on my podcast. So it's going to be episode number 5 because I have a episode number 4 that I'll be posting very shortly. But anyway, you'll notice that I've got COVID-19. I have been working diligently to bring great information on how to minimize your risk with COVID-19. A few of the things that you can do to minimize your risk, obviously wash your hands, and let me get out of here so I can actually see you better, or you can see me better. But a few of the things that you can do is wash your hands. That's a really important thing. Keep in mind that you carry germs on your hands, and the more frequently that you wash your hands, the better. Avoid touching your face because the virus can come in through your eyes, through your nose, through your mouth. If you cough, cover your mouth with like that. You want to do that. If you sneeze, again, sneeze like this, okay? So keep all those things in mind as you are moving forward with what's going on with the COVID-19. Another thing that you want to look at is drinking plenty of water. Keep yourself hydrated. And again, get rid of all animal products and try it for a period of time, even if you're not willing to commit for the rest of your life, but try it for health reasons. And if you're somebody who loves animals, you could try it for the animals also. Another thing that you want to look at is making sure that you're keeping up on your laundry, because actually from some articles that I've read, you could have the virus on your clothes. So the more that you keep up on your laundry, the better. Carry sanitary wipes with you, wipes that you can wipe down your steering wheel if you have to go to the store, wipes that you can wipe your doorknobs, things of that nature. But the big thing is avoid fear. And fear is often when we are living in the future and we're future tripping about something that could happen. Granted, right now, it's tough times for everybody. Myself and most of my colleagues are going through massive changes in our business. Clients are being challenged with what they're doing in their business. And so there's a real domino effect. I don't want to minimize the fact that this is a really tough time for people. However, in the tough times, we get to see how tough we are. And what I mean by that is right now, it's really important to manage your stress and manage your fear. The way to manage your stress, drink. This has chlorophyll in it, and I actually filled it up with very little chlorophyll, but usually it's a very dark green. And I drink plenty of fluids. Also, eat your veggies. Broccoli is really good to eat right now. Kale is really good to eat right now. Eat fruits, and I actually have a really nice drink that I've been enjoying, and it's a combination of banana, fresh pineapple, and fresh orange. And what I do is I just put a half a banana, a full orange, and a slice of pineapple diced up, put it in the blender, put some water in there, blend it up, and it's better than an orange Julius, and especially because it doesn't have any processed sugar in it. It's all natural sugar. But be sure that you're eating your fruits and veggies and seeds, legumes, nuts, beans. All of that is very important right now. And have a morning protocol. A morning protocol can consist of taking time to do a little bit of yoga. You can go right on YouTube and get some great YouTube videos. Jen Hillman is somebody that I follow, and I really like her work. She's a yoga instructor. So yoga is really important, even if it's 10 minutes of really stretching and feeling your body and just really being grateful for what your body can do right now. And another thing that you want to do is you want to meditate. Take time, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Right now, I've been listening to Wayne Dyer's I Am meditation. It's a 20-minute meditation. And he partnered with James Twyman, and the music is absolutely amazing. It's just real meditative music. And you do I am that I am. And the that is replacing some verbiage for I am abundant, I am healthy, I am creative, I am focused, I am fearless, whatever you want to put in there, and you go, I am that, I am that, I am. And you do that for 20 minutes, I can assure you, your stress level will go down, your heart rate will go down. You actually will be doing some real nice healing for your body. Right now is a really key time to do a lot of healing. It's also a time to keep your business going. For those of us who do run a business, it's really important that we stay focused on keeping our businesses going. And it's easy to get immobilized during periods like this. But one way you can keep your business going is to actually look for opportunities to get your message out to market. A great way to do that is with podcast interviews. And in order to accommodate people with podcast interviews, I've created a checklist and a training video on how to find interviews and get your message out to market. And all you need to do is go to powerupforprofits.com, powerupforprofits.com/checklist. So that's powerupforprofits.com/checklist. And you'll be able to get this free resource that will help you to get some visibility for your business. This is not the time to stop working. This is actually the time to really lay your foundation and put your feelers out. Look for plenty of opportunity to get your message out to market. Another thing that you really want to look at is, again, how are you eating? And if you're not sure how to start a plant-based protocol, I would invite you to get my guide. It's a beginner's guide to plant-based eating. And all you need to do is go to plantbasedeatingforhealth.com, plantbasedeatingforhealth.com /guide. And again, I'll put the links down below, and on the YouTube video, I'll put the link across the bottom of this video so that you can actually see it, and it'll be a clickable link so you can just click right over. I really encourage you to take a look at how you're using your time right now. Are you sitting in front of the TV glued to the news? Which, it's good to keep ourselves informed, but it's also very counterproductive to spend all our time just just watching the news. What's productive is listening to inspirational speakers. It's very productive to do yoga. It's very productive to journal. It's very productive to, I think I said yoga, to meditate. It's productive to do things that are positive and that are going to get you to the other side, because we will get to the other side of this. We probably will all be a little less financially well off than when we started. But, you know, we've all been here before. We had 9/11, we had 2008, we've had times where maybe we had a medical situation that required a lot of funds that we weren't anticipating. But really what it is keeping your head on straight. Fortunately, I live in a rural community, so I can get out and go outdoors and do some running. This morning I ran almost 3 miles just to get out and basically get my head on straight, because like everybody, I wake up with the thought, is this really happening? Is it really as bad as they say it is? It appears to be really bad. I don't want to dispute that by any stretch of the imagination, but I also know it's not the situation that determines our state of mind. It's our state of mind towards the situation that determines our state of mind. Think about that one for a minute. But this is Kathleen Gage with Power Up for Profits and Plant-Based Eating for Health. That's powerupforprofits.com for business stuff and plant-based eating for health. I encourage you, get my checklist if you want to get visibility for your business and for yourself and for your message and for your movement. Go to powerupforprofits.com/checklist. That's powerupforprofits.com/checklist. And if you want to learn how to get into eating a plant-based diet, and it's not about losing weight, although you probably will lose weight when you give up the dairy and the meat and animal-based products. It's amazing how the weight usually will just melt off, and your numbers will be a lot better. Your vitals will be a lot better. So you're doing yourself a real favor by right now, during this very critical time, to go plant-based. And all you need to do is go to plantbasedeatingforhealth.com/checklist. And actually, I'm going to take you over there, and maybe I don't need to. Maybe what I can do, let's go to right here. So this is the page. It's plantbasedeatingforhealth.com/guide, or yes, plantbasedeatingforhealth.com/guide. And this is what the resource will give you. This is my before and after. This is a before. I call that my beached whale look, because I was substantially heavier, and this was 4 months into plant-based eating. But it's a real nice guide that will get you started on a plant-based lifestyle. And you can join my Facebook group by clicking over Join Us on Facebook. And this is the group. We have about 1,200 members right now. And I've got my new podcast show. So everything is linked together. You're listening to the podcast right now. You may be listening by way of YouTube. You may be listening by way of iTunes, Google Radio, Spotify. I don't know. You may have found this by way of my blog, Plant-Based Eating for Health. But regardless how you found it, I encourage you, really look at what you're doing with your health right now. Really look at if you're minimizing your risk and the risk of the people that you love. Because again, it was for a period of time that only elderly people were at risk, and now they're finding that everybody's at risk. And the numbers keep growing by the day, and the more we test, the more we find out that people are at risk. And sure, it's 1 or 2% that actually will die as a result of this. But what's happening is the hospitals are being overloaded. And so we are putting people at more risk by not minimizing the risk. And what I mean by that is, if they need a hospital bed and they can't get one, and they have to figure this thing out for themselves, that's not a good thing. So I encourage you, do what you can to minimize your risk. Do what you can to eat healthy, get out, get some movement, do some projects around the house. Actually, at home right now, what we're doing is we're looking at what's one project a day that we can do that really gives us a sense of accomplishment, because it's not what happens that matters, it's what you do about it that makes all the difference. And right now, if you've got your health and you're able to get out and do things, do it. Because if that health is taken away and you can't even get out of bed, you're going to wish for the day that you could, again, do something as simple as wash the dishes, do something as simple as cut the lawn, do something as simple as clean the house. So go out, be healthy, do everything you can. Well, don't go out. Stay home, be healthy, wash your hands, and really look at the behaviors that you have. This is Kathleen Gage with PowerUpForProfits.com and PlantBasedEatingForHealth.com. Have a great, healthy, safe, at-home day.
Thank you for your commitment to an ethical life through plant-based food choices. The kind of choices that are kind to your body, the environment, and most of all, animals. Be sure to leave a review and rating of the Plant-Based Eating for Health podcast show.